This is Austin and Matt. This is Matt.
And I'm Austin.
This week we watched the newest season of The Boys. If you can just like and subscribe, that would mean a lot to us. Austin, what did you like about this show?
Real quick, probably my shining moment or shiny star of this whole entire season is definitely Kimiko. As the seasons have progressed, like season 1, she was like very distant. Season 2, like we got to communicate with her a little bit. But season 3, like she actually develops into more of a character. She has interests. She's exploring more about herself as well. And she does a lot of good discovery in this season. So for me, whenever Kimiko and Frenchie were on screen, like I was super into it. There's definitely some scenes that she's into that are just like, wow, like that's pretty incredible and definitely not disturbing at all. But she's super awesome. Big bright points. Definitely want to suggest that for anybody who's looking to get into the season. And then the other thing I want to make sure I mention is that people are finally becoming aware just the like level of satire that The Boys is throwing just on like political situations for like the United States. Even to the point where like there's like certain cameos of certain people who showed up on like certain January 6th insurrections that they're making fun of, or like just bringing forth other things. And it's fantastic to see people's reactions as they finally discover that it's, oh yeah, we're making fun of this. And this is definitely a situation where it's a little bit more dire than we thought it was. But for me, as a whole, it's a great season, fantastic overall. I'm probably going to put it third overall in my ranking of the seasons, but like it's still great television. Matt, what about you?
So first of all, I really enjoy the way that this season pushed some boundaries, because I think this show's always kind of been about that, of showing things that are really shocking. And
Like
while I don't
Jensen
always
Ackles.
like love those things, there's a moment in the very first season that everyone talked about that was disgusting, and even I was like, oh, that's really gross. But I just love that they're doing these things because they're just bizarre and crazy. So I was really okay with that and enjoyed it. I did kind of enjoy there's something that's brought into this season that does give normal people powers temporarily. This was shown in the trailer, so it's not a huge spoiler. It was something that I didn't think I was going to like, that I thought was going to annoy me, that was going to be a plot device thrown in simply for the purpose of solving some problems that didn't seem solvable. Definitely was not that. It actually worked really well, and I was happy to see it in this season, and I found it very interesting. So that actually really worked, although I didn't think it was going to, so that was great. Probably my biggest like of this season was Black Noir. It was definitely like a mysterious figure for the first 2 seasons. You never really see his face. He just kind of, he's there, and there's something going on with him. And this season we finally got a lot more with him. Particularly, we got to see the way that Black Noir sees the world around him, and it works for me so well. And I'm not sure it'll work for all people. I think some people think it's a little bit too weird. For me, I was 100% into it and really got me into that character. So I was super happy to see that. Austin, what did you dislike about this season?
Before I get into any of that, though, I forgot to mention Jensen Ackles. Like, he's absolutely fantastic in the season. He's absolutely fantastic in the season. If you're a big Supernatural fan, definitely look forward to it. As you know, if you are a Supernatural fan, Eric Kripke is the one who pretty much did everything for Supernatural. He's doing The Boys as well, and they work really well together. But so something that you did mention in terms of like they kind of had a way to like do like temporary superpowers. For me, The Boys has always been about like this group that's always been against Supes and how they're planning to bring them down without superpowers, excluding Kimiko. Like she's like the exception. And
Starlight.
Yeah, nah. I guess so.
Kind of.
But the season definitely did feel the least like The Boys, considering what was going on. But honestly, overall, they definitely brought it together at the very end. They got back to their roots. They came together to conquer whatever the heck they're looking to conquer at the end, and it works out. It's great. I really want next season to be the last season. I know it hurts me to say that. We're getting to that point where we need to kind of finish this up a little bit. So that's my only point about it. It's not even really a dislike. It's just I'm feeling like we're going to push this a little too far if we keep going. But Matt, what about you?
I'm with you on the season 4. That's something I listed here. I kind of mentioned by season 3 of Stranger Things, I was saying, well, season 4 really needs to wrap it up. I ended up loving season 4 a lot, and I'm excited that season 5 will be the season wrapping it up. But that's kind of how I felt at the end of the season, where I just felt kind of like, we're hitting some stale parts. If we don't wrap things up soon, it's going to feel repetitive. Can we just make sure this gets wrapped up in a nice bow and done? But I've always kind of said, I think every TV show on the planet needs to be 3 to 5 seasons. Get in, get out, tell their story, and be done with it. So I think one of my other issues with this season was Maeve. I think she had some really amazing moments. I really liked Maeve as a character. That being said, I do think it almost felt like they didn't quite know what to do with her in this season. It just felt weird at times, and I wish that we could have gotten a little bit more for her that worked a little bit better. So still great though. Good season. 100% still would recommend to people.
If you like what you heard here, like, subscribe. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.